All right, here I am with Tim Evitt, the senior admissions rep here at Expression College in Emeryville. Tim, you're talking to my students at Cuesta College. You got anything to say for them?
Hang in there, you know. I mean, the director of our sound program often tells our graduates when they leave here that, you know, they have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and he means every word of it, because it's an upside down world that you're about to embark upon. You know, long nights and, you know, mornings that turn into nights and nights that turn into mornings. I mean, that's living the dream to most of our students here, so hopefully you continue on with that. And, you know, after you guys are done at Cuesta, maybe find yourself over here at our school as well.
Well, show us around.
Sure. Well,
I was lucky enough to be invited up here, and on a Thursday, in what is today, June 23rd.
June 23rd. There's a great presentation with Michael Semanek from Skywalker.
Yeah, Skywalker Sound. Fantastic.
IMDb Michael Semanek, you'll be blown away by the amount of projects that he's worked on. He's just a phenomenal guy, and that's the kind of things that we're hoping that our students are able to achieve, is similar successes as well. So part of what we work with here with our students is systems like this, which is our TriCaster, and this is where we take the live shows that we put on here in our Meyer Hall, and this is where we'll go ahead and send that signal and convert that signal so that we can receive the audio and the video, and then the people from all can actually watch the concert. Mix it down. Exactly. So that's where we actually send that signal so that everybody from home can watch the show. So you could actually go on to Ustream.com and watch a lot of our live shows that take place here in the Meyer Hall, which we'll take a walk in right now. You were in there earlier. Yeah. We'll take another cruise through here. The schedules, we always post our schedules on our doors here. Just to give you an example of some of the schedules, these guys here, 8 to 2 in the morning for Live Sound 2. And they're going to be working in there with this band right here, the Billy Connolly Project, which I'm sure we all have their album. You know, typically the first 4 hours I'll set up sound check, and then the last 2 is full performance. So we're going to take a cruise into our Meyer Hall.
All right, cool.
Now,
wow, the sound, the acoustics just changed.
Great acoustics in this particular room. The seats that we put in here are simply for audiences and so forth, but when we break up into lab groups here, there's never any more than 8 students in a live sound lab group. So 8 students will run the entire room up to and including filming the concerts from 3 different angles. They're going to be running front of house up here. They'll also be running the lighting system that we are currently working with right now. You come up here and check out our Yamaha up here. So this is the current board that they're using right now is our Yamaha M7CL. See all the outboard gear that we're also working with here. This is called the Meyer Hall, simply because of the monitoring systems that we use in here are our local speaker company, Meyer Sound, which make phenomenal loudspeakers. So we use them, and the majority of our studios will use those. We're also running the MA Programable Lighting System right now. We used to have the Expression 3, and now we've converted over to this guy here, which is just an absolute beast, fully programmable. We can even go to the point of programming band logos into it and have the logos running on the walls and so forth while the band's actually playing. Really neat system that the students are being trained on here as well. Of course, we've got the traditional filtered lighting, but you know, you can see the Martin Scan Pro boxes hanging from the rafters here. So yeah, this is just part of what they teach them. And part of the process with Live Sound and Lighting 1 and 2 is 16 weeks of Live Sound 1 and 2. 8 weeks, the first 8 weeks is just simply learning how to run all the gear. So one day you'll be running front of house, next day you're running lights, next day you're running stage monitor, and then back behind the curtain over there is an O2R, which will go ahead and record the house mix. So the bands get the sweet deal because they walk out of here with a CD of their performance, a mixed CD of their performance, and a DVD of their performance as well. And they roll out of here with that stuff for free.
Excellent.
So usually Live Sound students here will probably put on anywhere from 14 to 16 full live shows. Local bands, obviously, but because we work with a lot of the radio stations throughout the area, we also deal a lot with bringing in them.
So that's 14 to 16 shows per
student.
Per student.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
So
over what time period?
16 weeks.
All right.
Yeah. So they really put in a lot of time.
Like a typical fall semester.
Yeah. It's insane for the stuff that they do here. We don't have any of the traditional breaks that are associated with school, so these guys could finish their freshman year on a Friday. Sophomore year starts Monday. You know.
Oh, great. So the class loop is not specific to a fall semester, or it just, all classes are offered all the time.
Yeah, exactly. It's 24 hours a day that we're open, so you could be in a lab schedule that starts at midnight and ends at 8 in the morning here.
That's great.
So it's not uncommon. We don't do lecture during that time. Anytime it's like that, it's going to be pure lab. We're much more focused on application versus the theory side of things. So we much rather have you do the work than read.
Hands-on. That's the best way to learn.
Big time. So that's the Grand Moss system right there. Awesome system. Of course, back over here, cruise back here. This is actually where we have the stage monitor right here, which right now they're running the Soundcraft. The SM20 is what they're using right now as their stage monitor.
Tough lighting here, but you can adjust your eyes. Yeah, that's cool. Nice analog board.
And back here is actually, this used to be our green room. We since have switched it to red. Probably the most recent visitor that was here, Cage the Elephant.
The Beatles are here?
Yes, the Beatles are here, right?
The Beatles are here.
Cage the Elephant was one of our expression sessions that we had here. Those guys definitely rocked the house.
Did you have to hose the place down?
You know what? I joked with them when they came through because the room was red, and I came in and I had them autograph the Happy Birthday CD. And they said, "What happened to your green room?" And I said, "We painted it red, but from the smell of things, it smells like it's pretty green right now." They said, "Oh man, I'm sorry, we just got here from Oregon." So I said, "Okay, excuse taken." Garbage has come through Florence in the machine. But these are the Bravery, Silver Sun pickups. Modest Yahoo has come through before, Metric. These are some of the acts that we bring in that the students get to work with as well. So it's not just the local bands from up the way, but it's also a lot of bands from the local radio stations, like I said, that come through here. So yeah.
And you were telling me before that if you get a good band, they'll take them over into the
motion graphic design area.
Green screen area.
And shoot videos for them as well, which you can see a ton of our videos on the website, and also in the DVDs that I'm sending you home with.
Oh, fantastic!
So you can see some of that. I've got another green screen in here as well. We don't use it too often.
Behind the curtain there. Okay. All right.
We are going to head into one of these areas over here. This classroom over here is one of our Pro Tools classes over here on this side.
All right.
So. Hello, guys. It's one of our Pro Tools classes right here. Rube's not studying, he's working.
Yeah. That's his favorite spot.
Yeah.
All these machines are being worked on.
Yeah. These guys are real thin. You can't see them because they're here all the time. They don't get to eat.
Yeah. He's taking this video back to Cuesta to show his students over there what we're doing over here. But yeah, this is typically where the students are coming in to work on a lot of Pro Tool certs.
All right, so you got little inbox minis. Whole Novation. How many keys is that?
Don't forget that.
A couple octaves.
This is the Barbie version.
Oh, this is the Barbie version. Okay, so ladies,
right.
got you covered. All right.
So those are facilities here as well.
Oh, and here, and what's this lab over here?
Oh yeah, that's actually our Living in the Media World class. That class is a core class. What that means is that all my students sit in there. Animators, game designers, motion graphic designers, sound students. They all sit in there, and they're going to have to do a video podcast. They're also going to have to build a fully functioning website as well. Even our sound students have to understand how to build a website.
And here, even at this school, no food, no drink in this area.
Yeah. And this isn't even a studio.
That's right. Leave your Starbucks outside, ladies and gentlemen.
I had a kid that just graduated, because all of our graduates get free studio time, the alumni services, they get free studio time. His first session on his own he decided to, his first artist that he ever worked with, he decided to bring in some McDonald's into the studio, or Studio 2 down the hall, and got caught. First day, revoked his studio privileges permanently. Because he'd been here 2.5 years. You know the rules for 2.5 years. What made you forget him on your last day, you know?
Oh, man.
Now, I'll show you where all of our sound students start. So when we come through...
Maybe it was because the McRib came back.
Right, that's what it was.
It was a McRib thing.
So now when they come through the sound students, where they're going to start, typically, is going to be in basic recording and production 1. We start in the BRP 1. Even if they have a ton of experience, we want to give them the bare bone basics. Now when we come into our lab groups, there's only 6 students per lab for us. And that is our theme for our sound students. While you're in the studio, no more than 6. If we somehow end up with 3 students in a group, the group still continues. There's just more opportunity.
It's not like a class gets dropped.
No,
it just goes.
We've run them with 1 before. The show must go on. So we want to give them basic components and rack gear that they can kind of work with here, and teach them basic skills: how to wrap cables, how to create reverb, signal flow, microphone techniques.
There you go.
Bare bone basics. You know, so
exactly.
For our purposes, none of this stuff is plugged in. The students got to do that every day when they come in. Good. If this were, you know, a rack in my house, everything would remain plugged in. I'm just lazy, you know. But
going through the motions.
Going through the motions, yeah.
Get the recording chain.
Yep.
Get signal flow.
Core skills. You know, we're a 100% max school, so you're not going to touch anything but.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, here you go.
Your dB meter.
Yeah, there you go. That way you know.
That would be my. Okay, there's this guy, and then I'm right here playing out my alto sax. I'm 107.
Right, nice. This is how we're gauging it here.
Yeah, very nice. 85 always, ladies and gentlemen, 85.